Good morning, friends. So on this, that is my full-time writing journey. I'm trying this thing where right after I wake up, I write for half an hour. So that's why I look like I just woke up, because I just woke up. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. I have a cat on my lap. Doogie. She's gonna help me write. I got my first cup of bean juice for today, and I'm just gonna write for 30 minutes. That's it. Okay, here we go. So I only actually wrote about 346 words, and it took me way longer than half an hour to get in the mindset of writing. But I feel like continuing to do this practice of just writing for a half an hour every day when I wake up, it'll hopefully get better. To be fair, it also had been a long time since I'd been in this my story, and I'm feeling bits of the story start to come together a little bit more. Like I had started kind of connecting a couple of the chapters that I've put together, and yeah, it's getting to the part in the book that I've known I wanted to write, but it's the really dark, bad part. So I'm a little bit afraid to write it. Also, because I was getting back into this after not looking at it for a while, I was reading through some of the old chapters that I had written, just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to write today. And I have got to figure out which freaking perspective I'm writing this from. A couple of chapters are third person, a couple of chapters are first person, a couple of chapters are past tense, and some are present tense. It's just all over the place, y'all. And fellow writers out there, what do you like to write in? And do you think it matters? As a reader, I can't really say. I feel like I read both. I guess a lot of stuff I've read recently is present tense. It's third person present is what I've read a lot lately, I feel like, where you're kind of getting the narrator's perspective a little bit more, but it's usually multiple POV too, so I don't know. What's best? What should I do? It definitely needs to be multiple POV because there's different things happening with different people at the same time. Third, present, past, present, participle. I'm gonna take a little break and do a little workout. We'll come back to this in a bit. Alright, finally continuing the daily vlog. So I got a little workout in, which was very good. I've been very neglectful of moving my body. So move my body, stretch my body, trying to be grateful for my body, because the body supports the mind. Or is it vice versa? Chicken or egg question, I guess. So I did that, and then I got a little derailed working on some other things on my computer, but now I'm getting back on track, and I'm going to film a sit-down video on my channel talking about quitting my job, because I quit my job recently. Very scary, and I'm stressed. I'm afraid. Send help. But also, it's exciting, very exciting, and so I'm going to talk about that. And then so the two other things I want to do today is finish editing the next podcast and write more. So I think once I'm done filming that video, I'm going to see which of those tasks is grabbing me more at that time, and we'll do that and just do them in that order. I've been like tricking my brain the last couple of days into being productive by, you guys, this is silly, but I've been really into playing Baldur's Gate lately. My brother got me into it. I blame my brother. It's his fault for getting me into it. But so that's like all I want to do. Also Skyrim, I've been like scared. I'm bad at games, guys. I'm bad at them. And anyway, I've been into playing them. These games that came out a long time ago, I've been playing them. But so to trick myself into focusing, tell myself that I have to accomplish these daily goals of like writing, editing, podcasting, making my video, reading the book for the podcast, writing some more. And then I get to play my game. That's like my reward. It's like a reward. So, okay, I'm gonna go film that video now. So editing the podcast one out for now. And then I may also edit my main channel video a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm going to write later. Also switch back to glasses because does anybody else's contacts just make you want to scratch your eyes out? No, just me? Okay. Well, anyway, back to glasses. So I'm going to edit for a while. And then probably make dinner. And then I'm going to do a late night write. Alright, so I got a little bit sidetracked for a while. I ate dinner and then I definitely played Baldur's Gate for like 3 hours. Oops. But I came back. I stopped playing. And I came back and I finished editing this podcast episode. So I'm just working on finishing, getting ready to upload. But nearly there, and then I'm going to do another half-hour writing time. That's my goal for the rest of the evening. So got the podcast episode done, which is great. Excited about that. And I'm going to get to writing a little bit. And then also I loaded up my Lord of the Rings goblet. I'm just chugging apple juice. It's very satisfying, actually. Yeah, isn't this glass kind of sick? Yeah. Friend Ham gave this to me. Shout out to Ham. If you ever watch this? Sweet mug, I love it. Alright, I'm gonna stop lollygagging. Now that's complete. I feel very good. And so now I'm gonna work on my book some more. Yeah, maybe I'll write a different part. The part that I was kind of getting to earlier. I don't know if I want it to be that dark. I can't really like say it without saying it, so I'm just gonna say it's a dark thought, and I don't know why. What's wrong with my brain that I was like, yeah, my main character needs to go through this. No, they don't actually. So I might change that because does it serve the story? Not like a little bit, a little bit. There's like an element to it that does serve the story, but I could change it. It doesn't have to be that dark. It doesn't have to be so awful. Okay, maybe I'll write a happy scene. I don't know. It's late and I just saw a giant bug. Maybe it's a happy scene time. Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna look for a happy scene and write that one instead. Okay, you convinced me. I really got to figure out this perspective with y'all. Like the stuff I wrote this morning, I just kind of like inherently wrote in first person, and then this paragraph I started writing just now, it just felt natural to go third person. I don't know what to do. Whose perspective is it? Is it even mine? I don't know. Also, I'm really struggling with naming things. I think I need to do a lot more world building because this whole thing started out as a Lord of the Rings fan fiction, and so a lot of the names were sort of that universe. Oh, hi. Of that world, but it's veered away from that so sharply that doesn't really make sense to have so much of that be inspo anymore. I've changed stuff so much that it doesn't even resemble really that world. So I gotta figure out like a common theme. I think I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of history or mythology to kind of go off of, at least vaguely, so that I have some kind of like standard naming convention, and like a little bit of like cultural influence. I gotta do some world building, and figure out which freaking tense I'm writing in. Should I just like go with the flow? And that's gonna be such a pain in the butt later if it's half and half. I gotta decide, because right now I'm under the 20,000 word mark, so it'll feel less daunting to fix it. But if I get to the 80,000 word mark and it's still half and half, that's gonna be miserable to try and change later. I gotta change it. I gotta decide. I'm gonna fill up some more apple juice and I'm gonna make decisions. Okay, I think I've determined I'm going with third person. Past tense. Like third person. Yeah. I had to look up the differences because I knew, but I wanted to be sure. But okay. Third person limited. Past tense. I think that makes the most sense. Some of the like action-packed scenes, I think, is why I was thinking first person would work really nicely, because it's just more intense when you're inside the character when they're going through the thing. But I think I'm going third person past tense. I'm gonna keep writing the scene that I'm writing, and hopefully that'll be my final decision. So I think that's it for the evening, but I did write another 360 words, and I started working on a new scene that's a happier scene, because I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with my traumatizing part of the book. I think I'm going to make it a little bit less traumatizing, but I need to figure it out. So I started working on a happier scene, and yes, I think I made the decision for sure that I'm going to go with third person past. But yeah, so I got another 360, so 360 was 360, so it's like 724 for the day. It is another day, another lack of dollars. Today is Saturday, the 25th of April. I didn't just wake up, but I woke up and I came in here and started writing stuff. So that's why I look like this. So don't judge me. I look raggedy. Everybody's raggedy when they're sleeping. I don't know. I just, whatever. But so I didn't work on my book when I first woke up, but I started recently playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we've done our session 0 where we pick our characters and stuff, and then tomorrow is our first official session, so I really needed to write more about my character sheet and a little character background, and so I did that. I figured out what my character, what their motivations are and their backstory, and wrote out a whole backstory for her and stuff, and emailed it to our DM so that she has a little bit of background while she's making the story. Dungeons and Dragons is so fun. I'm kind of upset that I'm just now getting into this. I feel like I could have been playing this for so much longer. It's so fun. But it's basically it's kind of like a choose your own adventure novel in a lot of ways. I feel like the things that go with character building and story building in Dungeons and Dragons are very similar to what you would do to write a book or any story. So I don't know, it's really fun. They feel like they go together. Plus it's the, typically like a fantasy world. So I don't know, if you like writing or reading fantasy books, like why aren't you playing Dungeons and Dragons? Serious question. Let's all play. Sorry, I'm shouting. I got really excited. I'm feeling jazzed from writing about my character in Dungeons and Dragons, and so now I'm going to work on my book for a little bit. Something I'm realizing as I continue on is I need to figure out, and perhaps this will just come with more practice, but I'm realizing that some of my crutches as a writer are that I show or I tell a lot when I should be showing. Even just now writing descriptions and things, I'm telling how the characters are feeling rather than showing how they feel, to learn how to show better rather than telling you how people feel. I know that this is going to be very rough, this first draft. Can I just say, I don't really understand what a zero draft is. Am I dumb? Like, when people talk about having a zero draft, what is that? Like, how is that different from one draft? Is that just like an outline? What is a zero draft? Anyway, this first draft is going to be very rough, I can tell. That's okay, it's the first one I've written, but I can tell that editing Caitlin is going to be... She's gonna have her work cut out for her, for sure. But it's okay. We continue on. So while I'm still working on showing and not telling, I did start writing a new scene, kind of a continuation of what I've been working on a couple days ago, but I think I was feeling very inspired by my D&D character because I introduced this new side character, and I think she's gonna be really fun. She's kind of a gnome sprite kind of inspired person. So she's small and cute, but also kind of sneaky and tricksy. I think she's gonna be really fun to write because my main character is sort of she needs help finding humor in things. So I think having her is, like I said, I mean, it's sort of a cliche to have your side characters be your comic relief, but because of the aforementioned trauma that the main character goes through, she's not the most humorous all the time. But I think this will be really fun. She's gonna really brighten up a lot of the story, which will be fun. And also she's kind of similar to the D&D character that I made. So yeah, anyway, everybody should play D&D because it helps you write your fantasy book. I guess, or something like that. That's what I'm going with. I wrote 368 words in this little portion. That seems to be my theme lately. I get between 300 and 400 words, and then that's where I take a pause, which I don't feel like is a lot. I'd like to make that better, longer word counts, but regardless, consistently writing 300 to 400 words is much better than going weeks and weeks without writing anything at all. So I'll take it. But I think it's gonna be it for this portion. And yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my book. I'd love to know how your stories are going. And yeah, if you also struggle with tense, or if you have any thoughts on what sort of tenses you prefer to read or write, that would be helpful. And anything you've learned that helps you show and not tell. Or if you feel like that's not a problem that you have and you're like, Kat, you are just a bad writer and you need practice. That's fine too. I also need that. So I'm going to leave here. But yeah, please let me know how you're doing, and I hope you're doing well and enjoying spring and hopefully getting some moisture a little bit because it's rather dry this year. I don't know where that accent came from, but anyway, I love you. Thanks for being here. Goodbye.